Go back and have a look at the highlights throughout the day.
The Be Safe, Be Seen Stage 3 highlights. They started down in McLaren Vale, this iconic stage which has become so famous in world cycling over the last 20 years. And as the gun fired, they rolled out of McLaren Vale. Luke Plapp, he wanted to try and win this stage after following Richie Porte across the line at the top last year. There was some early action and an early crash, unfortunately, for a couple of riders. But they would be able to get up and get the wheel changed in the front and continue, rejoin the bunch. But in the meantime, Callum Scottson was on the move and he forced a break. He was joined out there by Declan Trezise and Angus Lyons from ARA Pro Racing, also two riders from the Oliver's Real Food Racing team in Daniel Luke and Edwin Britz. And that group, they moved away, the peloton content. Bridge Lane said no one a danger, 4:29 the closest rider on GC. We can let this one roll.
Griffin Knight was also a young rider for Cycle House that made it out there. He was the first rider to get dropped from the peloton later on. And we saw four riders go out of the peloton to try and bridge their way across. That eventually happened, and then it was 9 riders out in front. These are the 4 chasers that made their way across, including Brendan Green, who tactically, throughout the stage, rode a brilliant race to get the best he could from a performance like this.
He did, and as they made contact, as they were about to go down Main Road from McLaren Vale towards Willunga, the 5 became 9, and they became a very handy working group. And the first time through Willunga, there was a Shimano King of the Mountain point, and it was Cooper Sayers who led the group up the foothill of the Willunga climb, turned right, took maximum points on offer, 3 points in the Shimano King of the Mountain competition, unchallenged as they raced their way down towards Aldinga Beach, the beautiful white sands, the blue waters of the Gulf of St. Vincent, as they raced their way along to the first Zip Track intermediate sprint of the day at Snapper Point. As they lined up, it was not to be a sprint. It was Brendan Green who took himself to the front. A little acceleration, unchallenged over the line. So he said, I'm going to get something out of being in the break all day. I'm going to take the points.
Picked up the points, but didn't upset the harmony in the breakaway group. That was crucial for the rest of the stage.
And back in the peloton, Team Bridge Lane were content to even let the gap get out to a point where we had a new virtual race leader on the road, and that was Declan Trezise, number 55 from ARA Pro Racing. Second time through the Shimano KOM was that man again, Cooper Sayers, taking maximum points. The others just following across, content to just keep the rhythm, keep trying and build the lead, which was out to 4:45 at one point. The next time through at Snapper Point, Brendan Green, he'd be taking a bit of a break at the back of the group, but conveniently started rolling through as it came towards the sprint and made sure he was on the front when they went through. Maximum points again for him. The peloton, they were starting to get a little more agitated because the lead was out over 4.5 minutes. And in the break, the pace went up. The riders from ARA started pushing things and they started going overboard. Then Willunga Hill, and the group exploded.
No harmony left in the breakaway group at this point. Callum Scottson looked strong and Angus Lyons looked even stronger. Brendan Green was surprisingly strong. We expected him to struggle on the climb. He was okay. Angus Lyons, though, acceleration out of the saddle. He could sniff the victory. He knew that the peloton was not going to catch him and victory was just around the corner.
Angus Lyons went, and Callum Scottson, he tried to crawl his way across that gap, but the climbing prowess of Lyons was just too much. He came up through the Shimano KOM and crowned himself this year's King of Willunga Hill. And as he came to the last corner, one last quick check over the shoulder, and a lion-hearted ride by Angus Lyons would take victory in front of a huge crowd on Willunga Hill. Iconic place in Australian cycling, and Angus Lyons and his ARA team take the spoils.
A well-deserved stage victory for the team and the team effort that was put in by he and his teammate Declan Trezise, and a solo performance at the very end to make sure he beat the rest of the breakaway.